Alright, what is up, FIFA Tiers, and welcome back to the FUT Tiers Podcast, which is featuring myself, LAJS, and my two co-hosts, Mersgoth and B-Rad. How are you guys doing this week?
Hello, everybody. I am doing better than I was in some ways last week.
Yeah, you definitely
but not
sound
still.
better.
Yes.
He sounds better. He's not quite back at full
Fitness.
Full Mers. He's still having some Mers moments.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
But obviously, we're getting up to a build up to a crazy time of year for most people in Christmas. And talking of panic and sort of craziness, EA and Lightning rounds with the new promo of Team of the Group stage. It's a bit of a weird one. Black Friday makes sense with all the signature signings and stuff like that to have something like Lightning rounds. It's always expected.
Yeah.
Not the follow-up promo, at least not by my knowledge, to have... And obviously, the Black Friday ones weren't even selling out, so Christ above, we know that the ones for Team of the Group stage weren't. I've noticed a lot of them majorly unfulfilled.
Well, we said it last night, didn't we?
Yeah.
So Luke and I recorded for this week's episode Heated Head to Head. Go and check it out this week. And yeah, we noticed, I think it was 9 o'clock when we were buying our player. No, 8 o'clock, sorry. We were buying our player. And afterwards, we noticed there was another Lightning round, albeit a small one, at 9, which is not really heard of, in another kind of unique pack.
85
it was like 85 rare, star rare pack or whatever it's called.
Those ones.
Yeah, it definitely seems like like I said about like there not being much break in promos because this could be the last, let's say, FIFA we see. I feel like they've definitely targeted that in terms of promos in doing their best to try and make money, but it seems like although they have put a lot more packs, it does seem like people aren't quite falling for it, or have just decided, maybe more people decided to run Road to Glories, maybe more people just decide they don't want to spend their money on a game that's broken all the time. Who knows?
Or maybe people just realise that, spend money on yourself rather than on the game.
Well, yeah, just on
for
packs.
others at Christmas, like other stuff like that.
And I think,
as I mentioned,
and I think
Christmas coming
as
up.
well, like it definitely played a part this year that people realised very quickly that you had to basically pack the top 3 to 5 players on the game to actually make any money out of FIFA points. So yeah. That was different to what it would be last year. You could pack a Rashford in doing some FIFA points, and you'd be set. Now, not even now, but before he got down to like 7k really quickly. So
mental.
And that's Rashford. Like he's still like an 85 rated card. We're talking like your Joe Gomez's and your Adama Traore's were like 2 to 3k, whereas last year they were 20k cards at the start of the game, 30k cards. Yeah. Joe Gomez
Maybe
even more than that. He was like
100k
at the start,
Yeah, about to say I remember the 100k Joe Gomez.
Yeah, crazy,
and
insane
stuff like that. But yeah, no, even the sort of smaller cards were, as you say, in Adama Traore and St. Maximin.
Yeah,
were crazy prices.
You could get hyped about just packing an expensive player as opposed to, looking in your pack and thinking, right, basically I've got to get Neymar, Mbappe, Ronaldo, Messi in these packs, otherwise I haven't made any money off £72 worth of FIFA points, basically.
I think the only sort of player like this that's comparing to last year price wise is Ferland Mendy. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty certain he's still around what he would have been last year.
Well, the other
same sort of rate. That's like the anomaly of the situation.
I'm not sure. The only other person I was going to mention was Hakimi.
He's got a major boost in rating.
Like,
Hakimi was like 80.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean now. Yeah.
Last year,
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Ferland Mendy's currently 45k. He wasn't this cheap this early, but it's still a lot for what he.
Oh yeah,
been
it's
43k
loads.
Here.
It's loads.
He's still something of a surprise pickup. He's still 40 something k.
Oh yeah, based on
that would have probably been like 80 to 100. I reckon.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
More.
Based on you putting into like last year's bracket, like this, that would be like a 100k card right now. Yeah.
So looking at last year's price right now on Footbin for Ferland Mendy in particular, on the 6th of December, I'm trying to get it pinpoint. There we go. 75k on PlayStation.
Yeah, see,
30k off. 30k off that price. He's arguably not saying he's still there,
but he's the
closest comparison.
He's like the exception because of like being 5-star skill moves and stuff as a left back who was French. If you now had a look at Joe Gomez at this time last year, what was he?
Okay, I'll go
60, 70, I'd say, if I had to guess. But
yeah, I would say I feel like he's going to be about 50k.
So Joe Gomez at
wow.
So
is it less?
You're well off by looks of things. Oh no, sorry. I was looking at this. Where's this? Why is it shown only this year?
I do not know.
Because EA don't want you to know. It's a conspiracy.
Even though I was on the FIFA 21 database, it decided to show me the FIFA 22 card for some strange reason. So that's why it's showing me the prices for right now. Let me get the actual last year's Joe Gomez. There we go.
Okay.
So
right now I'm in SpongeBob and I'm 2 hours later.
Okay, so 6th of December, 53k.
Yeah, I mean,
there you go.
What is it, 2,000 coins?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's you know what I mean. Like, so that I think is definitely market-wise has definitely contributed to the lack of, or not the lack of FIFA points that people are using, but just the reason not to buy them as much this year.
Yeah, no, it's a leading factor.
Definitely.
But to sort of get back to the main topic of it, I mean, I brought up the EA Panic as a sort of a side topic here, but
yeah.
Team of the group stage, what do we think of the cards they've released? Obviously, it's performance based at this stage, so you're going to expect some people to still be in here, but you know, you got someone like Bruno, you've got Trent in the mini release. This is Toko Kambi, Anthony.
Yep.
For me, the biggest one I want to bring up is Nkunku. Now, he was made a right forward, but they really boosted his pace when it's meant to fall in line with a normal like a performance upgrade, like an inform. But they've really jumped up that.
How much was his increase from?
I don't know about that.
How much was his from an increase from his second inform?
It's a +4. Well, from his second inform, it's a +4 in pace.
Oh, okay, so not really then, because they did a +5 on Trent.
It's a +2 on what is it's a +2 on his player of the month. Like we say, it's a just because we look at his main card and go 79 pace is normal.
But it should be similar in stats to that player of the month. It should.
Oh yeah, it's the same rating.
It should have virtually the same face stats as.
They pretty much do. I'll say so.
Yeah,
to go between the two stats for those sort of watching along or listening. Sorry, 86 pace to 88 pace. So the player of the month's got less. I'll say the player of the month's first and then second, the main one. 82 shooting to 83, 89 to 89 on passing, dribbling 91 to 92, defending 77 to 75, and physical 76 to 75.
Okay, so
they're
pretty
fairly
close, really.
linear. They're fairly linear. Just there's a bit of a jump in pace.
I also
compared to the previous tradable card.
Think they made him a right forward because they just did not want to make him a cam again. Like
I think so. I mean, he looked in the games I saw of him. He pretty much played striker, like centre forward, maybe you could say. But he pretty much played up top. Looking at the way he played in those games, and yeah, I think knowing that he was then going to be a middle or a central card that anyone could play at cam and centre mid, definitely played a part. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, absolutely. And Jort, to take it on another tangent here, talking of a Leipzig player, the Andre Silva upgrade is in jeopardy. He needs to win 2 out of 2 now. They have just sacked their manager, I believe.
Okay.
Have RB Leipzig.
And who have they got in the fixtures?
They've got Mönchengladbach, who was 6-0 down who was 6-0 down within 30 minutes, I think, or something like that. So we got that positive, and then they've got Augsburg. So those are the 2 teams that they face.
Is that the Augsburg that just recently upset?
That is the same one that is the very same one that is sitting third bottom. Yes.
Interesting.
Was that Mönchengladbach Freiburg? Because I heard Freiburg had like.
Yes, it was. Freiburg was 6-0 up within 25 minutes.
Yeah, Freiburg are doing good this season. Yeah.
Damn,
there's doing good,
mental.
and there's Mönchengladbach having a nightmare.
That's just true. But yeah, even so,
6-0 in 25 minutes. A non-league side could probably put up as good a fight.
Yes, yeah. I fancy the three of us on the pitch would do all right.
I mean, I'm a goalkeeper. I had a poor.
There you go. So we're just relying on you to not concede 6. That's fine then.
Yeah, I mean, I conceded 7 this weekend. But no, mate, trust me. I was playing in the lowest team possible because they're the only team that didn't have a keeper.
Okay.
And my goodness, it was the left back kept diving in, and unsuccessfully as well. He just kept trying to cut the ball out. It's like watching a lob through ball and then your defender runs forwards. And you go, why have you done that? That's what that was at left back in my game every single time, and it wasn't even in the air sometimes. That's nice and fun. But yeah, so some of the team of the group stages.
I mean, I think I like that we kind of had a promo where literally the majority of them were expensive cards. So this time, to pack one was actually more of a feat to get one. Like I know a lot of people would have got bottom, and I
got him,
and maybe some people would have got Ben Rama and not necessarily felt they got a great player there. Unless they did flashback Mahrez, then hey, you got a nice strong link. But yeah, I think like it was just nice that other than that, there weren't a lot of players that you wouldn't have made coins on if you'd have opened a 50k pack sort of thing.
I mean, even Christensen gets you a return on a 50k pack, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at sniping him at
90k, I think.
Yeah, and when he weren't long out, I was looking at sniping him at about 130. So, not bad. I like the cards. I like the card design as well. I know they don't ever tend to do too much with the UCL designs. They tend to be a very similar, if not the same, as the previous years. But yeah, I mean, everyone would like to have packed Ronaldo, Lewandowski, any of the top ones. But yeah, I haven't. Not only have I not really seen anyone do it, I haven't packed Ronaldo ever. So
I packed him twice in the space of 2 weeks on FIFA 15. It was about July, August, but I still ended up buying a Messi and stuff like that and sorting my team out.
Yeah.
It was decent. Obviously, you'd won it earlier in the year, but it is what it is. It was decent.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think of the players, Mers?
I think in terms of like the value that you can get back from them is very good because there's 13 players that are over 100k mark.
Yes.
Out of the 18, so that's very good if you're packing them.
Yeah.
And I think only the signature stars in terms of any of the promos so far have been to that sort of degree, but I think the main reason why signature stars were so good was in value was because of the SBCs that dragged up their prices quite a fair bit.
Yeah, that combined with the rarity, weren't they? They were only out for a few days, weren't they? So
yes,
yeah,
exactly.
I think
I looked at the prices of the signature stars, and after they dropped down to that 25k for the fodder ones, they went up to 100k. Yeah. After they went out of packs because of the demand.
People
for the
still
SBCs.
Needing to do the SBCs.
Yes, exactly.
They even maintained it slightly the day after. I was looking at going.
You were looking, weren't you?
I started selling my so I sold my Kramariches at about 75. I think K is what I got for them. I sold some Kramariches, some Carlsons. That's why I had some coins.
Yeah.
They finally today returned to about the 30k region.
Yeah.
But yesterday they were still like 50 something k. So it's a slow gradual decline back to where they would have been otherwise for those signature signing cards.
Yeah. And talking of promos, I mean, next on the horizon, FUT Freeze. And unfortunately, as a lot of people have seen today, and I think a lot of people have voiced opinions on how they feel about this, it seems the full team has been leaked onto Twitter. A lot of people in uproar about this because a lot of people don't like the fact that we don't really get any mystery anymore. Then there's other people saying, actually, if I was in the position of somebody who could leak the team, would I do it? Probably. So at the same time, like, you got to kind of take it with a pinch of salt, haven't you? You someone there can do it, they are going to do it. If you're going to find out about it, the only way to not find out about it is to not follow anybody on social media that's linked to FIFA, which is never going to happen, is it? Let's face it.
Valid.
Like everybody finds everything they want out of anybody who's a FIFA content creator or FIFA enthusiast via social media. But then we've got the team. I'm gonna obviously bring it up because we know who it is, and it seems to be so top of the pile, which is interesting given just the fact that he's joint highest rated, I believe, in terms of base card, is Alejandro Gomez, coming in 90 rated, 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot. So the other interesting thing, this year is that no one seems to be a position change. So Gomez, they've got Valverde, 5-star skill moves, 89 rated, 89 rated Rashford with 5-star weak foot, 88 rated striker Gabriel Jesus with 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, 88 rated Correa from Inter Milan with 5-star skill moves, a 86 rated Koundé, 4-star, an 85 rated Mbabu with 5-star weak foot, a 85 rated Adama Traore right wing. So again, after having a FUT Freeze last year at left back, has got one that is normal position of right wing with 99 pace, 5-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. Claude Maurice, which I think looks really lovely in my opinion, because last year his 81 in form looked really nice. He's got 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, 85 rated, 94 pace, 85 shooting, 85 passing, 86 dribbling. Looks incredible. Pereira, who had the what if card last year at left mid, he's got a centre mid card this year because his base card is 84 rated with 5-star weak foot. And then Schultz, 4-star, 83 rated left back, who again I think in previous years has had a couple of special cards as well. I mean, most of these have. I think the only one I sort of noticed more standout that hasn't is Claude Maurice. And his card looks absolutely insane.
Yeah, I remember his 84 in form because he had both. He had the 81 and the 84.
Yeah, just the 81 alone looked really good. Let alone I
mean the 84 came out a lot further into the cycle, so it got brushed under the carpet a fair bit. But to bring it back to your first point with the leaks, on what you do given the situation, it's an interesting one to debate actually, because you got two possible outcomes on how you sort of deal with it. Would you be the person who would leak it, or would you start investing in the stuff knowing what's going to happen and then wait for everything to skyrocket rather than preemptively? The sort of surprise and then the panic of the market, etc. Or would you just be that goody two shoes guy, just goes, I just can't be bothered, I know what's happening, but just prepare for what you wouldn't do that. Come on.
No, and although there are a lot of people saying,
I think I'll be more in the second camp, to be honest, of just making sure to just be able to set up a massive profit,
capitalise a little bit.
Capitalise rather than get the clout.
Yeah, and I think there'll be some people so I'm saying this it's just because a lot of people this morning when this is out who have now since deleted their tweets, which I found more interesting, is what makes me think that this is official. So this has definitely come from a more official source, whereas a lot of people will still maybe have seen this and been like, this is skeptical. They're still like, oh well, this is just another leak, another design that someone's done, another just another attempt at making up cards, because that's what they like to do on Photoshop and things. Whereas actually, like I say, according to the tweets I saw this morning and the fact that we just searched a minute ago and a lot of people I mentioned have since deleted their tweet, makes me think that this is the one. We'll soon find out. Friday, I imagine the promo's going up.
Do you know what? I would be interested to know exactly how long it takes EA to make a card, because at this point I would just love it, not to discredit the leakers, but for them to just change stuff up. Yeah. To just
everything down to card design.
Not down to card design. No, card design don't matter. Like card design's card design. Yeah. But if they change all of them, but if they change some of these players, so Correa for the other Correa, for Angel Correa, just minor things, just not mix it up a little bit.
I'm with you. Yeah, I think
just so there's still some surprise to the community. Obviously, everyone's prepared, and someone sees something's in a leak and it's not there. they're going to then be mad and angry.
Yeah.
So you got that sort of stuff, but
because you got to think like
you want some genuine surprise behind what's coming up.
I think so.
I mean, the risk with that is they'll just leak the change. But you know, it's a sort of horrible sort of mess at times. Like obviously, you wonder how they're getting these leaks so early.
Yeah.
Like, should EA just if they have the ability to put this stuff in very last minute?
Well, they must have like a whistleblower's policy. Like they must have. They must have one.
Must have.
But what I think as well is like we've seen in other YouTubers, say for instance, Matt HD, leaking like the coding of like packs and things, and also of players that are due to come out. Now we know that one of them looks like was Mbappe, that people thought was going to get a flashback SBC, and it turns out that it seems like it's to do with that January promo of the.
I don't think it's even a promo. It's
well.
I don't think it's not a full promo. It's
not going to be a promo, but it's like a, I suppose like Heroes. It's like a version of card that is going to be released of like their time back when they were rising stars or whatever.
A unique item, basically. One off.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to think of.
And so like that supposedly with that leak has been in the coding for so long. It does make me wonder how much they can change things at short notice.
Well, to answer the question of how quick can they create players, well, Team of the Week is a prime example because
valid. Yeah, they got
obviously
a week.
they
must be a weekend. It must be like 2 or 3 days.
Job,
2 days, because obviously if you give it Sunday, Monday games included, they can easily create them within 24 hours because they easily have them done by the Wednesday. So if they're doing them on Tuesday, that shows that they can create a card within 1 day. Because all they're needing to do is just put into the code in. And as for the leaks to do with the packs, like the type of packs that are coming out, anyone can do that. As we discovered like last year when you go onto the web app and then you bring up like the whole coding system so you can see how many times you've done SBCs and stuff. It's probably just hidden on that basically. So that's easily accessible to anyone. So that isn't quite a full leak. That's just EA updating the coding, and then that's just public access then, and everyone can see it themselves as long as they've got the web app. But bringing back to what you said, Luke, about how option 1 and 2 about like would you leak it or would you try and like just use that information to then invest? Well, think to what some people would do with TikTok and Timmy TikToks and trying to get them to capitalize the best. Like leaking it out to them, saying, "Oh, invest in this guy because he's going to go out of packs." So in some ways, that is leaking and maximizing the profit that you can make off of it. Because you would do that second option, buy before you leak it, then you leak it, and then get these guys to buy all the stuff that's going out of packs, basically.
Yeah, I mean, let's just see. Based on looking at some of those cards that might be considered fodder right now, which is probably only Alejandro Gomez, has he changed much today? Let's have a look at the graph. No.
I decided to look up last year's equivalent to the to the thing that's happening in January. I was trying to find out his name. I think it's still the same name as it's looking to be, sort of for ambassador stuff. So do you remember when people had that sort of red and blue lone Mbappe? Yeah. Is the thing that's the closest thing I can sort of associate it to for that thing that's meant to be happening in January. Is the equivalent of that, except I don't think it's a loan.
No, this is just a random permanent thing.
And it's a +1. That was the same rating. It's a +1 on the card as well.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty nice looking design, to be honest. Looking at them, because you can obviously see them when you're just looking at the main menu on your PlayStation. It's the sort of news screen that pops up.
And I saw like with that one in January anyway, wasn't it? It's like first leaked in France, wasn't it? Like no one here is really. It's not really been leaked still here, but yeah, because it was leaked in France, obviously everyone's assuming that we're all getting it.
Well, we can see it on play by January 14th to get a next generation player item, and they're pink and yellow.
Pink and yellow,
they're pretty damn nice. I like the look of them personally.
I remember seeing him because Foden's in there, isn't he?
Yes, Foden, Camavinga, Pulisic, Hernandez, Bellingham, Mbappe. But the thing is, to sort of bring this, I guess, back to... Well, it's sort of semi-bringing this back to FUT Freeze. If it's, as you've said, they're going off of weak foots and stuff like that, I asked the question, what's going to happen at FUT Birthday? Because this was normally about position changes. FUT Birthday used to be about position changes.
Yeah.
So that used to... Previously, though, it was about...
It was, yeah, because I remember Striker Bale.
And stuff like that. So you'd have different changes there. So are they going to resort back to position changes for FUT Birthday?
Will we get a
shapeshifter being weak
shapeshifters?
foot skill moves?
Yeah.
Are they? What's the situation with FUT Birthday based off this? Is my instant thoughts when seeing there's no position changes for FUT Freeze.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to either like do something different with FUT Birthday, or do you think they're going to just have this basically recycled into different card design and different players? Maybe.
The old system.
Like I say, either way, they're determined to make money this year. I think has been clear in everything they've done so far. Like just generally the amount of SPCs we had like flooded with the new foundations thing. Just generally, I think they're just out to obviously make money when they can, and fair play if they think this is going to be their last big year or their last like billions of pounds year because laws might change and the game's going to change and stuff. Then yeah, fair play to him. You don't blame him.
Just try not to fall for it.
Yeah, essentially, you just got to basically try and stay true to yourself and do whatever you were going to do, and not think, oh, I'm gonna slap 12,000 FIFA points on this weekend because there's a brand new shiny promo. Yeah.
Wow. Talking about things with FIFA that was on a regular basis, like promos, is FUT Champs. We play FUT Champs on a virtually weekly basis. I went back into playing FUT Champs after a week's break. To be fair, I've got to say, this was probably my best result that I've had so far from FUT Champs. I went... What did I go? So I think I was 3-7, so not looking great. Needing 5 and 5 from the remaining 10 to get like the 8 wins. Got 5 from the next 6, so I had 4 games spare, gave away the last 4, boom. But someone gave me a win when I was trying to give away a win.
Yeah.
As always, with a bronze squad, so it's not like I'm like saying, hey, I'm trying to actually play the game.
Yeah,
unless I was trying to do a challenge or something.
But then their same boat is the problem. Like it happens to me every single week. I'm like, I'll end 8 and 12. Oh no, 9 wins is it? Okay, sure. Why not?
But isn't it nice to be in that position rather than having to both sweat out the last game?
Exactly.
So nice.
Yeah, because I realise I never get rewarded for it. I get rubbish whenever I get ranked 2. So I might do what FG did this week. To be fair,
rank 4, pretty much get Kante.
Rank 4, get Kante. That's worth a punt. I mean, I get nothing anyway.
Yeah,
I'm only missing out on 60k coins. I think that's about the only good thing you get for rank 2. Obviously, apart from
the extra
bunch of red informs you won't use.
Yeah.
Have
either of you done any of the upgrades?
No. I've not played enough games. Even though I've got 6 red picks from getting 2 rank 2s and done another, I still don't actually have enough of them.
Well, and you've got to have enough that you're prepared to put in it, which I think is different as well.
90% of them for me.
Yeah.
90% of them. The only ones I'm not willing to put in, and that's circumstantial, is Rafinha and Zuma, just because I use them at the moment. But I'm sure that will change.
Yeah. I am now fully qualified again after what EA did to me, so I'm ready to play when I want to next time. And I've gotten over
next weekend.
So, yeah, I think it's going to probably be this coming weekend. I've got this week off, so there might be some time. So yeah, I'm up for it.
I think I'm up for it as well. I'm possibly going to have some surgery done on my foot, so. Going to have no sort of football in the week and on weekends, so that's going to free up more time for FIFA and Champs and stuff like that. So
yeah,
more content grinds. What I'm hearing
Definitely, because one of the big things that I've been seeing recently about FUT Champs is mainly to do with Sundays. Now, I've never played FUT Champs on Sunday this year because of the fact that it's reduced down to 20 games. I've had my 20 games done by the end of Saturday every single week. So, but apparently Sundays are incredibly toxic within the community. Apparently people look like they're going to give away free wins, but then turn around and don't actually like concede an own goal, and then they'll kick it out and can quit out instead, or they'll quit out at 0-0, or that if they've taken the lead and then you equalise, they'll quit out just out of spite, so then you can't necessarily go on and win the game. So there's a lot of situations where people quitting and not giving away the free wins, which means that wasting your time a little bit. Even if it's at the start of the game, it's not a great amount of time that they're wasting, but it's still that sort of like little glimmer of hope that you're going to get. Oh yes, I'm going to get another win here. Great. Oh no, I'm not.
And I think the thing is as well though, like it takes just as long to quit out of a game from 0-0 than it does to give the win away. So I think really, what's the big deal?
Someone missed their goal against me when I was giving them a free goal. I even stayed in just to give it from a goal kick. That's the situation. When someone misses that, it's worrying. But as a seasoned veteran of playing Sundays, I can attest to some of this. I pretty much exclusively. I don't normally do my qualification on a Friday, when you're meant to actually be doing the games.
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times.
Always good. It's always a late panic. Sometimes I think last time I entered, I actually qualified on the Saturday.
Oh right,
and
okay.
Played maybe one or two, because that's a thing you can do now. Previously, you would go, oh, you're entered for next week. Now, you can register on whatever day you want.
Yeah.
If you want to qualify fully on Sunday and play all 20 games on Sunday, you're a fool, but you can absolutely do it.
You can.
And I'd still class myself as a fool for having to do it for doing it mainly on a Friday or a Saturday, because it means less time to actually play games to do champs.
Yeah, and even still qualifying, say you do it in 8 games, you're still talking 28 games over over a day or 2 days, which is basically then the same as last year, isn't it? You kind of back into the category of how many games last year was. I'm the same as you. If I've qualified for it, I've either qualified on the Thursday and then played my games by Saturday mornings or late afternoon. So I haven't experienced it, but I have seen a lot of people saying about it, and I think generally though, like it seems to be that let's phrase this correctly. Seems to be the online funny thing to do to like to troll people basically, and I don't mean that just in FIFA. I don't mean that just in like these people that are starting with the bronze team, running back to their goal like they're gonna score an own goal and then kick it out of play and quit. And I just mean generally across the board. I had someone this week on Twitter sort of attempt to troll me, bearing in mind like I am a small content creator, and sort of like reference that in a troll attempt. And I just thought, like, what is missing out of people's lives to feel the need to like sit behind a keyboard and do this sort of thing, or sit behind this games console, and not like everything would just be so much better if everybody in the community was just on the same happy wavelength of, oh, do you know what, I'm not even talking about golden goals here, I'm just talking about, oh, I don't need these wins, or I don't want these wins, I'm going to give them away. Because you know, it means a lot to people, not just because like it means the people that are struggling to get those final few wins to get their good rewards don't have to struggle, but also it is still time. And at the end of the day, people want to be doing other things with their time, especially as we now get towards Christmas. Like, people want to be doing other things with their time. So if you can save someone 15 minutes of a game, why not save it and just do it? Like, instead, you're quitting out. They've got to replay that game against someone. They might then have to play another full game against someone. I just think if we all could be a bit nicer, and I don't just mean that on FIFA, I mean across the board, I think, you know, there'd be a lot less stress, and you'd ease certain mental health problems. I mean, there's never going to be a cure for some things, but you'll certainly help people out a lot more, and certainly not add to any mental health problems. And I can be a testament to that, as a sufferer myself. So, yeah, just be kind, I suppose, is the message. Whatever you're doing.
I do feel though, with FIFA, it seems to be a growing problem.
It is a growing problem, yeah, massively, yeah.
I mean, it's always sort of been. Let's not pretend trolls have never been rife in FIFA.
No,
in different ways back in the day, but there was always there's been counteractions to it and stuff like, for celebrations, for example. You can now negate the celebrations of seeing the big man dance or the turn and spin or anything like that. I mean,
yeah, as soon as the custom celebrations came in, yeah,
there was the dab, there was the shush,
yeah,
all that stuff. There's been forms of trolling for years. This is just the latest version. How many times people quit last year? Not to the same extent, no.
The latest,
but it still happened last year.
It's the latest version, but it's the latest version that's got an even bigger platform to advertise. Like, social media is bigger than ever, so you'll get everybody talking about it now. You'll see after a FUT Champs weekend, most people that have played it will be talking about what we're now talking about, and it just means that those people that do it are just being encouraged to do it more, because they know they're getting under people's skin.
And do you know what I have to say to that?
Yeah.
Didn't ask plus ratio.
That's going to be against the law, down the line.
Didn't ask for it. I mean, to be fair, FG will absolutely be over the moon to hear people can't say that anymore.
Yeah.
So many people were rent free in that man's head from doing that. Oh dear.
But yeah, I mean, I think like this, just like we've got opportunities to just make not just the community, but generally things a nicer place, like social media. Social media, the biggest one. So, yeah, just be kind, be mindful. Mindful is the word, actually. Be mindful that at the end of a tweet, at the end of a game, at the end of whatever, is still a person. So, yeah. But we digress. Let's get on to football. And obviously there have been some games played this weekend. I have been into very many different leagues and seen a few different results and things this week, as a lot of you will know from, if you do look at my Twitter and follow my Twitter, I'm doing currently what I'm now calling a road to 1k. And it was going pretty well, to be fair, and if you want to keep up my progress on that, you can look on Twitter and gamble responsibly and all that stuff. But generally from football this weekend, we saw some great Premier League games.
Yes, we have. Sure, actually, saying that right now, there has just been a goal disallowed in the Arsenal game. Just as a Mers is aware, Richarlison scored, but VAR disallowed it.
Oh, okay.
So that's dead on half time as well. It seems to have been from a free kick.
I looked at this game as one of my potentials in the thing that I'm doing, and I couldn't pick anything out of it that I liked. Nothing at all.
I was about to say, what were you considering?
Nothing at all. The only thing I was, do you know what, and this is going to sound like, oh yeah, sure you were after that. The one thing I was considering was a home goal, but even then, I felt like it was too unpredictable. Everton are going too badly at the moment.
I would say they're playing woefully. Like, Arsenal are in semi-decent form. They may be tailing off a little bit at the moment, well. I guess. But Ramsdale should get a lot of credit in certain respects, but I do feel he is a bit overdramatic sometimes. I'm not gonna.
You think he's a camera keeper?
He's a very theatrical goalkeeper.
I think
as a person who plays in goal myself, I look at some of them and I go, you could have made that a bit more comfortable.
Yeah, I think I got to admit, I've seen a couple of things where I think this guy's after the highlight reel on Match of the Day.
Yeah. It's still a good save, the ones he makes when he does that. But
yeah.
He could have made the job so much easier for himself, is what I am saying.
Yeah.
So if
no
he does
need for
get
the
a corner
Neymar
and starts doing
theatrics
stuff
afterwards,
like that, yeah. If he starts doing stuff like that for England, I mean, obviously if it keeps it out,
well, yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah, if he keeps clean sheet, I don't really care. You can do what you want.
Exactly. But he does have a tendency to do. He has a flair for the dramatic.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, there's no doubt
sometimes keeping it simple could be a bit. He's still a good goalkeeper.
No doubt the guy's a great goalkeeper, and yeah, I
oh,
definitely...
actually, there's been another goal update. There is a 45th plus 2-minute goal for LAJS just gone in.
Oh,
hey.
The lead in that game.
LAJS.
I'm waiting to see just in case there is a VAR review, just because.
Yeah.
It's this, but at the moment there is another goal in that game just before half time. So drama, an offside involving it's the through ball from the numbers up Anthony Gordon.
The numbers up one, not this normal one.
Yeah. Oh, it's been given to Erdegaard now.
Yes,
They've changed their
it's
minds.
Erdegaard, yeah.
It's changed its mind now. Don't know why it said Lacazette on the app, but now it's an Erdegaard goal.
Okay.
Drama constantly evolving here.
Maybe it wasn't.
Goodison.
I wonder if it wasn't going in and it took a deflection off Odegaard on the way. Maybe.
Ooh.
Maybe you could do a rash slide tackle again and sort of help out a team in the north.
Well, it happened with Foden, didn't it? Not like long ago. I think in the Man City game, not last week, the week before. I think Gabriel Jesus took a shot and actually it wasn't going in and it hit Foden and went in.
Do you know what? Exact same situation with Ezra Konsa actually. Which I think you're about to get into.
Yes.
His goal, which was originally credited to Emi Buendia, that did have a slight touch on it that's meant it went in.
Yeah. And speaking of Konsa, second in form predicted for Aston Villa. Aston Villa generally looked really good under Gerrard since taking over, and I think we were talking about it a little bit last night, weren't we? Before we did the heated head-to-head video, I think, he's looking like a good manager for them, and I fancy them to sort of probably be top 8 guaranteed by the end of the season. If
I still think they're way off where I predicted them in my predictions of 5th.
Well, yes, we talked about your predictions. They were a little bit.
They're a little bit askew. Some strong stuff.
Yeah,
I was on some strong stuff. Yeah. Norwich 16th, Villa 5th, Leicester 6th. Lot of crazy ones like that in there. United top 4.
Yeah,
I was on some good stuff.
Yeah, he's stay off that stuff, kids. So Konsa for his header, I believe, is getting the and
was a brace.
Was a brace? Was it?
Yeah, you got two goals. So the Buendia one was a shot, and then it's just caught Konsa's toe and gone inside the post, right. And then the second one was then
the header.
As you say, the header.
Yeah.
So he did get 2 in that game.
We've got Immobile from Lazio. I didn't see the result in the end, but was that against Udinese?
I will verify.
No, it wasn't. It was against.
It was against Sampdoria.
Sampdoria. I want to say Fiorentina or Sampdoria. Then afterwards,
Crikey, there's a lot of red cards in games involving them. I've just looked at the last 2 games. Lazio and Udinese both had a player sent off, and then Lazio had someone sent off against Sampdoria.
Oh,
love a red card. It was Milinkovic-Savic as well. 2 goals for Immobile in that game.
Yeah, 2 goals. So another brace. Bernardo Silva for his performance. I mean, Jesus.
Another brace,
but also just generally, he absolutely just tore them apart on that right hand side. Like the guy, considering he was in the talks of leaving Man City this year, has now become one of their most influential players for this season so far. Simeone,
I'd say the most.
Yeah, I would say. Definitely. I think, unfortunately, due to his injury at the start and stuff, Kevin De Bruyne hasn't been as influential as he usually would be. But Bernardo Silva's definitely taken the reins and
all by the horns.
Yeah, he really has. Simeone again for Hellas Verona. Obviously, he's got his player of the month. He's got his other inform, so it's another second inform for him. Griffo for Freiburg. I mean, yeah, what to say about that game?
We briefly covered it earlier.
Yeah,
yes.
The Freiburg game. Simeone got another brace, by the way, just to keep this pattern going.
Yeah, so Griffo probably did as well. I imagine if there was 6, he's got to at least have had 2.
I will verify. I did see parts of that game, but let's have a look. No. I assume it's assists. He didn't get a single goal. So I assume he's assisted a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
Goals from Eggestein, Shade, Leinhardt, Hoffler, Hurler, and Schlotterbeck.
Very well said. AC Milan. So Kessie, sorry, getting one for AC Milan. I saw that he scored one, but obviously the reason I saw that is because they were involved in my road to 1K. So that is obviously why he's getting his. I'm guessing that he obviously put in a good performance elsewhere as well as getting a goal. Fred from Man United. Yeah, I heard he had another good performance again at the weekend. He's sudden. I've watched him actually in the last couple of weeks, and there was one of the goals on a counter attack that he made. I think it was in the Atalanta. It was in the Champions League game actually, and he like turned someone in the middle of the park and sent off like the nicest through ball down the wing to Rashford, and I was just like,
that sounds like a Villarreal game.
Where has this Fred come from? Like what happened suddenly 3 weeks ago for him to like? Was he really that rejuvenated by Ollie getting sacked? That
he has many spells. To be fair,
he does. I'm convinced he swapped bodies with Jorginho. Honestly,
I think he's been possessed. I think we've got a bit of a what do they call it? Like, not 13 going on 30, but similar kind of thing. The body swap film. Something's going on.
I can't think of one, but yeah, they
Fly.
seem to have had reversing. The Fly. Something for that.
Not the Fly. Yeah, that's quite a different film.
Very, very.
If you guys haven't seen that, brilliant, but also terrible at the same
That's
time.
a body swap film.
Coman as a right mid, because like Luke said, there's not enough right mid Bundesliga players.
Oh, we love him. We love him.
Eder Militao at centre back for Real Madrid. Then we've got Gilbert for Strasbourg. I'm not entirely sure what that one was for. I'll have a little quick look now. French
I just
league.
know I'm not a fan of Strasbourg personally.
I don't. It's not a team I really keep an eye on. But looking at them, Strasbourg won.
They ruined my Football Manager save. They ruined it.
They won 3-0. He didn't score. He didn't assist. So he did something good in that game. He must have just been a standout player. And then we've got a Rajkovic, and I don't know what that team is. I think it's
what's Rajkovic's position?
It's goalkeeper. It's the red logo.
Oh, that's Stat Rene.
Stade Rennais. That's
right?
it. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was Metz or Stade Rennais. It is Stade
That's
Rennais.
what I was trying to think. Metz, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm thinking of
It's
Nantes
red
now.
with like
Hang
a
on.
like
Yeah,
a,
the red and black is Stade Rennais.
yeah.
Stat Rene.
Oh no, it's not them then. Yeah, so he got an inform. Or he's right. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure why because they lost at home 2-1. If anybody can figure that out for me,
I'm gonna guess it might have something to do with the 2-1 against Lyon. I don't know.
was that a midweek game?
Might be that was a Wednesday game. But yeah, this weekend he conceded a penalty in another one. There was a red card early on, so I don't know if he had an outrageous number of saves. Let's have a look at the shots. No, 4 on target in that game. So that is for the Angles game. Did he make a bunch of saves in the Lyon game?
This one is baffling us.
6
so
shots on target. It's a bit of a baffling
if
one.
anyone that's on YouTube or
one.
anyone that is going to come over to our Twitter knows the answer to that one, being Ligue 1 fans or Stade Rem fans, let us know.
If anyone watches,
because on the prediction,
mid to lower part of the table,
on the prediction I've got up, the goalkeeper is Akinfev.
Akinfev, okay.
That's an oddball one. I adore Akinfev. That's the days. I remember my Russian league.
CSK.
Yeah.
With the Berezutski brothers. I remember my Russian league team from way back when.
The other one.
Eremenko.
The other one to mention is another second in form is Çalhanoğlu, 84 rated, showing there with a goal and an assist for Inter Milan.
I always forget he's got an inform.
Yeah, he had an 81, didn't he?
It's so forgettable. It's weird. Wait, he had an 81? He's got an 82 standard card.
Has he?
He doesn't have an inform.
Oh, I thought he had.
For some reason, that's why he's forgettable. There we go. That's why he's forgettable. He's an 82 standard card. He doesn't have an inform.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For some reason, I thought he was lower rated.
Good to know. Glad I wasn't going crazy.
Yeah. So like quite a few good players. A lot of players that already have, different cards or I mean, all of them have got, most of them has got informs anyway, but a lot of them have got different cards. You got Immobile's got his live card for Europa League. You've got Bernardo Silva's got his road to the final SBC card. Simeone had his Player of the Month card. Kessie's got his was his a live one as well?
Rule breakers.
Or was it Rule Breakers? You got Fred, who's got a live card.
Yep, UCL.
Coleman hasn't got one yet, which I'm sure will change in the near future. Eden Militao's got his card as well.
That's the numbers up.
Yeah, so there's a few of them. Basically, all the main players seem to have an equivalent or if not better card. But
that
looking at them, if you
it's
guys,
performance based.
Yeah, exactly. You can't help it. It's just how it is, isn't it?
it?
If you guys are looking to get any of these this weekend, I mean, for me, the main one that screams out here is probably Eden Militao.
I mean, considering I don't need a Bundesliga right mid anymore. I've got my Baku. I'm happy with that Baku. I don't really see anything
free and cheap
that takes
to do.
my fancy at the moment.
No, I agree.
But nothing that screams to, at least to me. There'll be someone in there that'll go, yeah, that could be a video. I could do something on that. I can work with that. Obviously, it'll be there's no, at least from what I understand, a clear silver star target.
No.
So we will see. Because obviously, I mean, Dennis was obvious as anything. I'd like to say that was a great prediction on my part that week. Obviously, Dodo's a decent enough card. I do sort of like. I've used him mainly because there was a thing to get an assist for a Brazilian defender. I think in week 3 gold, but I sort of got that done early. I used him for that.
Do you also think as well, like that? Looking at these, because of a lot of them having other cards, not necessarily tradable, obviously, but having other sort of different promo cards that are more expensive. Do you think this is going to impact the price of these informs?
Yeah,
it depends whether they're higher rated or not.
Does higher rated matter though? Do you think?
It will depend. If it's a higher rated one, obviously the card will tank in price. The one that's currently out. If it's lower, it will cause it to drop slightly, but not as significantly, because it's still the best version on the market.
Because obviously,
so it depends on whether it's better or whether it's the same. It might impact it as a cheaper alternative.
Because obviously, generally, like Kessie's card being an 86 is only going to be one rating off from his rule breakers, but stat wise, it's got 10 more passing.
Yeah, that's
it's
different kettle of fish.
It's
though,
a different kettle of fish.
I don't mind having that bad of a passing stat. In honesty, passing. I prefer shooting in Kunku, as I've always said.
Yeah.
It's more noticeable, the difference between that and the passing. So I mean, seeing that there's 12 difference in the passing between him and his normal card, I'm sure an inform will be similar and better in some other stats. Because obviously I've taken away from his physical, which is probably what you'd want your Kessie to have. He still has decent physical, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it will have, with 87 standard, it will probably go up to 89, would be my prediction. Maybe 90 if they want to push it that far, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, looking at some of the other ones. So the numbers up promo, Eden Militao, is almost exactly the stats on the Team of the Week card, except for dribbling. It's got 7 more dribbling.
Which is boosted. That's a boosted stat.
In the numbers up, yeah. So it's got 85 pace still, 85 defending, 84 physical, and 72 passing. So exactly the same as what his 84 inform is going to have. So looking at the numbers up, it's sitting here at 480,000 coins. Do we expect the 84 inform to be as high as that?
No, I think it'll come down. No, I think it'll come down a little bit. The numbers up, and then
a little bit. Has it had its boost yet? For
no, because that's the end of December.
End of December.
End of December.
So it's still going to go +1 on everything plus the boost to the.
Yeah.
Because remember, it's not just
how
the
much does that?
That is +1 elsewhere as well.
Yeah, and it's
so
putting a price
like
on how much that means more than the Team of the Week card, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, depends what stats they give. So if it gives same pace, obviously it will have an initial impact on that card dropping.
Yeah.
obviously supply, etc., and people knowing this is technically still a live card that will hit 87 pace and have 99 dribbling.
Yeah.
Let's look at the dribbling stats.
It's like Immobile's card is currently at 120,000 coins as the Road to the Knockouts UEL card. Exactly the same stats as his Inform. I don't think the Inform's going to come in at 120k at all.
No, but then it's not live.
But it's not live still. I don't know where Lazio stand actually.
I would assume it would be lower in price if they were going out. But
Immobile, realistically, his Inform would be about 80k maybe.
You think they'll be that high?
At best. I mean, there's also like the ratings factor as well as an Inform, because obviously
Lazio are second in their
good
group.
for.
They're guaranteed through, but they're second in group. They can't be caught by Marseille.
Okay, so he's guaranteed his +1.
Yes,
and
depends who they face last game.
Yeah, I'm now having
if they play Galatasaray in the last game, then obviously they can jump them. I will have to see who they play.
So results they
do play Galatasaray.
Yeah.
If they beat Galatasaray, they're top and get probably a double upgrade, I think.
Yeah, so they have got a win because they played Moscow in the game before that, beat them 3-0, and
no, they're not eligible for double upgrade.
Oh no, they're not. No, they drew against Marseille.
Oh, they've already got it. They've already got the upgrade. They're going to get on it.
Right.
For getting through. That's it.
That's it then.
So
they are basically these are going to be the same card. One's in Inform, one's.
Well, it's playoffs, isn't it? It's not. They're not technically guaranteed through. It's playoffs. Remember, playoffs. Weird, unusual, charted territory.
But either way, they're going to be the same rating. I don't see the Inform getting anywhere near 120k. I'll be surprised.
So I do see that card tanking.
The other one tanking. Yeah.
But back to Eder Militao, I see that card's actually probably going to keep its price, because once it starts to go up, that card long term could be absolutely nutty.
Yeah.
Because you're going to look at everything goes to 99, right? Once it hits April, if I remember rightly.
The dribbling stat goes to 99. Everything else goes +5.
Yeah, so that's going to be insane.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have someone with pretty much max agility and balance in defence.
Yeah, with like 90 pace and 90 physical, 90...
Just slap a shadow on it as well. So that card has a very high ceiling, so I think it will hold value fairly well. With that being said, that's pretty much the ideal centre-back you'd want for the year.
I definitely think looking at them, he's going to be the most expensive Team of the Week card. Without a doubt.
Yes.
For this week, yeah.
No, we're talking about comparing him to Inform Messi. Sorry, I thought we were on that page.
Well, I don't know, because Bernardo Silva could have a good value as well. Like,
he's already got the SBC card, though, so
but that's the SBC though. Like, anyone who doesn't have the SBC,
a double upgrade as well.
Yeah, and I don't actually think. I don't think a lot of people necessarily like him in game.
His dribbling stats are insane.
His dribbling stats are brilliant.
Once his boost comes in.
Yeah. I mean, I've got his SBC card, so I'm chuffed. I'm happy. So
same.
He plays in my main team.
He doesn't. He sits on my bench.
Now, this week there is no real Q&As, but we thought we'd throw a couple out, just sort of within ourselves, and actually we put one out to my wife. So she asked, what games do you guys like to play? Now, obviously, it's kind of, like you said, content creation and streaming and stuff doesn't leave a lot of time for other things when you want to see your family, do other things, go out, etc., have a job. But what other games do you guys like to play other than FIFA?
See, now, if I didn't do the content creation, I probably would have played other games other than FIFA, because before I did the whole streaming, I used to play like so many other games other than just FIFA. Because I like Total War, for instance. I like a lot of the PC games, so I like Total War series. Obviously, I like playing the GT. I've recently brought the GTA trilogy collection, because I like playing GTA. Want to go through those old school GTAs again. Other console games. Just trying to think what in particular, because I like a lot of sports games. I play golf games. racing game. Like, to be fair, I used to have the Xbox before having the PlayStation. So if there was something decent on the Game Pass, I'd just download it and play that. So there was a strategy game, a space based strategy game that was on the Game Pass, and I played that for like ages. But then obviously it came to PlayStation to be a content creator, and then I just played that a load.
Right.
Yeah, I did a similar sort of thing. I still do play the F1 games, even if it's not as consistently as I probably should if I'm trying to race competitively in the league I'm in. But still get upper mid pack finishes, so we can't complain. It's not really, well, I still do play the game sometimes, but there's a Yu-Gi-Oh game, which is one of my hobbies that I do enjoy outside of content creation. They do have a game on the Xbox and PlayStation. I sometimes do, and I've got a little bit of time to kill, or I'm doing some editing, I'll play something like that, just in the background. There's a few sort of things like that. Forza as well. I'm an avid racing fan and an avid sports game fan. I think that's generally as far as it goes. I mean, I've not played Warzone in Christ knows how long, slash whatever it is now. I can't even, Vanguard, I think it is.
Yeah, so they just moved on to Vanguard, didn't they? I'm still playing Warzone at the moment.
I haven't played that in long. I do sometimes play some Splitgate. Still to this day, that filler game, just playing the equivalent of the Fall Guys role, waiting for FIFA to come out. And even then, even once it was out, it's a bit of a tragic release at times. So something to do in the meantime with that, really.
Yeah.
Probably some more. I just can't think of any.
So I was similar to Mers. I only moved to PlayStation properly this year. If we can get in the PS5, I actually was borrowing a PS4 for content creation last year so that I could do collabs, because most people were on PlayStation. And yeah, on Xbox I played PUBG. I really enjoyed that. And probably was one of my most played games. I also had GTA 5. But one of my biggest sort of things over the years, where I've bought the games just as much as I bought every edition of FIFA, is WWE.
I'm the same boat on that.
Like I've just loved like playing them, creating my character, or creating like former wrestlers that have been let go unfortunately by the company. Let's not get into that again. Yeah, so
I'm about to say I didn't want to bore Mers with this stuff again after his hostile reaction last time.
But I found them.
I can't wait to see his face right now.
Alright, sorry, they're talking about wrestling. I'm just going to shut off, guys.
I really love those games. I just think that they're really fun. There's a lot of things I think that like need to change in them over the years. Like I don't know if Luke will remember this much, or if we ever got to play it too much. But SmackDown 2 for me on PS1
that was my first one.
The game.
No, second one.
It was the game. It had an unlimited season mode, which was just brilliant. It was just brilliant. You could have such random matches, and you could, if you wanted to, hold all the titles at once and stuff. Whereas it's a lot more. Yeah, the game sort of went a lot more with the storylines and a lot more realistic and a lot more structured over the years, which I found a little bit, if anything, disappointing.
I sort of do like some structure behind it. If I remember SmackDown 2 right, we're going to a full-on thing here right now. If I remember SmackDown 2 right, I think that was the one where you got unlockable characters being the Mean Street Posse and the likes, which is very weird.
Yeah, so you'd have matches against Unknown X, and Unknown X would either be someone that was in certain gear that once you then beat them, you unlocked them, or they were a character that weren't in the game yet.
Yeah, I think Badass Billy Gunn might have been one of the hidden characters, if I remember rightly.
Possibly.
All the Mean Street Posse being Pete Gas, Rodney, and Joey Abs.
Yeah.
The fact that I remember that tells you I know way too much about this stuff that I really should. Brad, since you're doing Q&A's, favourite wrestling game that you played?
My favourite one, well, yeah, it's definitely SmackDown 2. Know Your Role.
Ooh, interesting take. Okay, there's different ones. I might have been thinking about the original SmackDown. To be fair, the one I'm not sure, but did you ever play No Mercy on the N64?
Yes. Yep.
And okay, interesting. I assumed you wouldn't have if that was the case.
No, yeah, I had pretty much had. So I console wise, I had the N64, then the GameCube, then the Wii, and I think Nintendo, it was only then when I then went to like Xbox 360. I think I had
let's just say I've
and the Wii at the same time, and then went Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5.
I've had a very fortunate sort of upbringing in that sense that my brother, when we were younger, had an N64 and a PS1 at the same time, which is very convenient. He got himself a PlayStation. I think he then got himself an Xbox as well.
Yeah.
I got myself the GameCube. So you see a lot of hardware in the house at the time.
Yeah.
If we still could find it, I'm sure we could make a fortune. But yeah, so I had the N60, not the N60, the GameCube, which I enjoyed the stuff on that. Sadly, I didn't get a bunch of stuff like
was my
Mario
favourite.
Party 4.
Loved it.
I have a sad story to say about Mario Party 4. That game was my childhood.
That game gave me blisters in the palm of my hand.
That was probably Mario Party 1 or 2. Those ones were the bad ones. I'm talking about the GameCube and Mario Party 4. That one, I may or may not have had a memory card. So I slightly had to replay the game every time and still nearly completed the game every single day for like a few times that week. Which is embarrassing. Like there's 6 different maps that you have to win each one to then get the boss fight at the end. I've done it since. Like I've never fully completed it. I got a fair way through, but that's bad. That's real bad. My favourite game, by the way, to go back to my question, would be as much as I didn't play too much of No Mercy at the time, so I don't. As much as I played the game, I didn't. It was more my brother played it, and I sort of played it once or twice, so I don't have the same nostalgia I do for WWE 2007.
Okay.
That'd be my SmackDown versus.
Was that a SmackDown versus Raw?
SVR 07 is my game. Like
No,
the online service, by the way, is still up for that. I think he's gone.
He's still there. Yeah.
Bully.
Bully,
okay,
yeah, good game.
Yeah,
It's a good game. Scholarship edition, yeah.
Talking about the consoles, I mean, if we actually go back, my first ever console was the Commodore 64, and I still have it. Whether it works or not, I don't know. And then I went on to a SNES. So yeah, I was Nintendo from SNES actually onwards. What about you, Mers? What was your first console?
My first actually owned console would be a PlayStation 1. Now, if I went with the handheld, that would be the Game Boy Color.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Game Boy Color would be the...
I had the original Game Boy, yeah. I'm so old. Carry on.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've played consoles before the PlayStation 1, so like having Sega, Mega Drive and stuff like that, but that was more my dad owned that than myself.
Right, okay,
so.
I'm with you.
Oh, okay, so personal owned. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, see, I got the Commodore 64 for Christmas, but it was originally like my brother's, and then they upgraded to the next console, and then I got it as a Christmas present as a hand-me-down kind of thing. So yeah, I did always own them at one time.
Indeed. Goal alert, by the way. Richarlison's just equalised in the...
Oh, see, I should have done Everton to score at home.
Although he did score earlier, so it might be a VAR review again.
Well, and actually, yeah, I mean, I have obviously turned my phone on to mute for the purposes of this recording, but my current situation in regards to what I have been doing might be going well anyway. In point of fact, yeah, it is. So that is obviously around consoles and around what other games we like to play. The other question, there was another question, wasn't there?
Yes, because
it was. So we decided to go festive related on this one, and talk about advent calendars. Now, obviously, a lot of people might reach an age and they don't want them anymore. I, for one, get really annoyed when I don't get one each year. I think where did it happen that someone decided that I was too old for an advent calendar? But I've got I'll start with this one because I don't think mine are going to be quite as epic as your guys, or maybe even any of your family members that have got one. Mine is mine's a dairy milk one, and then I've got a friend's one.
I mean, I only have the one, and that's a small little lint one. By the way, goal alert! It did get VAR disallowed again. So that's more drama. Richarlison's not having a good day.
Yeah, I knew I made the right decision.
But yeah, no, I've just got a lint one. I normally forget about mine. It's actually a surprise.
I don't like lint chocolate
each day. Ooh, that's an interesting.
Controversial, right?
Yeah, that's
a lot of people see it as their favourite thing. I don't like lint.
I don't want to be that guy, but I might start a Brad-esque Pizzagate rant here. I'm getting. You know, I can't do it. I can't pretend it's fake anger.
I mean, if you, my favourite chocolate bar is Cadbury's Fruit and Nut.
Okay, now we might have got there. That might have done it.
Favourite chocolate bar? Fruit and Nut.
How is no Fruit and Nut?
Yeah.
That's very bland.
But it's got fruit and nut in it, and it's dairy milk, which is the best tasting chocolate there is.
Yeah, but you could have like any chocolate bar. Why doesn't it just need to be a dairy milk with some fruit and nut in it?
So it has the best chocolate, so you taint it with fruit and nut. Why?
Hey, look, I've got to get my 1 to 5
no
a day
need.
somewhere.
I am gonna say the best dairy milk is fruit and nut, by the way, but I'm just not saying it's the best chocolate bar.
Go on then. What are you saying?
For
I'm
me,
giving the camera right
at
now
the moment, I quite like the Snickers Creamy.
I personally haven't tried it.
Me neither.
So,
But I
love a Snickers bar, but I don't know what that is.
It's basically like peanut brittle with then like smooth, like almost like the Reese's, but smoother, and then dipped in milk chocolate.
So it's like so more than like it being caramel with chopped up nuts, it's more like peanut butter.
Yes,
That
it's
does
more
sound very
peanutty.
nice.
No, I'm
I
not a
might have
fan.
to give that a try.
No?
So, okay, right. So right, that sounds actually really nice. That I'd probably want to give that a try. For me, my sort of chocolate of choice is something like a Galaxy, something like even something like I'm trying to think, I think it's 12. Sort of stuff like that. Those are sort of the ones that I prefer.
I think Galaxy chocolate's foul.
No, Galaxy's better than dairy milk nowadays. Dairy milk now.
So
No, you're the person who wants fruit and nut on their damn chocolate.
Oh yeah, but
There
even
is
without the fruit
No,
and nut,
I'm
dairy
not
milk,
hearing this opinion.
Dairy milk is so much nicer than
No,
Galaxy's
dairy
horrendous.
milk, since it got taken
Very
over
false.
by the Americans, has been ruined. So no, how dare you say it's the better chocolate? At least Galaxy is rich and creamy, like having like the salted caramel.
Fran.
Galaxy.
No, after all the slack you've given GH and Kofta, I am not standing for you saying that your favourite chocolate bar that you could have of any chocolate bar is Cadbury's Fruit and Nut. I know. How? Why no? That is an outrageous take.
I
Double
only have one
deckers,
exception to the
picnics,
rule with Galaxy,
Lions.
and that's minstrels. I'd love minstrels.
Minstrels, counters, I don't mind it. I think I prefer counters to minstrels personally, but I do like both.
Revels.
I can't get past this. No, I'm sorry. What with all the complexities of and the sort of borderline, I'm going to say pretentiousness of what base, what stuffed crust, what this. What the hell is this?
Kinder Bueno, for God's sakes. Kinder Bueno is better than fruit and nut.
Kinder Bueno?
Come on, there's so many
Bueno.
better chocolate bars than a fruit and nut.
Fruit and nut. I mean, for a minute ago, you said fruit and nut was the best Cadbury's.
Yeah, it is.
Which
And Merv said that as well.
I said out of the dairy
Merv
milk
too.
bars, it is for me. But like, in terms of like the best chocolate bar, it's like there's so many better like chocolate bars available. Crunchies, for God's sakes.
Oh no!
Crunch. You just want something basic by the sounds of things.
Yeah,
this is a margarita pizza level
near it.
sort of situation.
No.
Of the
No.
chocolate
So
world.
the person who was not satisfied with the toppings is now wanting to go basic, no honeycomb.
Yeah, I just want a chocolate
no
bar.
caramel, just a chocolate bar. Except he wants toppings, and he wants those to be fruit and nut.
No, I just want a chocolate bar. Don't mess around with it.
No. If you want just a chocolate bar, just get a normal dairy milk.
If you want just a pizza,
sorted.
just have a margarita.
Job
No,
done.
it's a cut of tomato.
Okay, change it to a margarita, but with a barbecue-based sauce.
I
then.
mean, that's not bad, but there's still there's some toppings that need to be on that.
But
And one
there
of
you
them
go. That's
one
the
of-
same
one
with
of them will not
chocolate
be
bars.
fruit and nut.
You
I'll tell you
need
what-
complexity,
I'll tell you what won't be
flavour.
on there. What won't be on there, Mers, is
Textures.
green
Fruit
peas
and
and sweet corn.
Nothing wrong with green
funny
beans
enough,
and
it was-
sweet corn.
It wasn't green beans. It was mushrooms. Funny enough, if you want to get to that dip, if you want to go there, it was mushrooms and sweet corn
What?
that I had on my pizza.
Oh yeah,
If
no,
you
but
go
I was
take
talking about
those
when we had the
shots.
choice of the veg for the roast dinners. Mers says green
Nothing
peas and
wrong.
sweet corn.
Nothing
Mers says
wrong
no
with
calories,
that.
honestly.
Nothing wrong with
Oh,
that.
jeez.
Yeah, but that over like a
That-
nice swede or like a swede mash or a parsnip. Oh no, I just can't. Yeah.
I've got to start preparing my menu for 2 weeks' time.
Oh, yeah,
of
yeah.
what I'm making. So I'm as I said, I believe I'm sticking to it. I'm making ravioli, two cheese ravioli, a fish and chips, and a croquembouche. So I mean,
Sounds nice. We'll all be there for dinner, all of us.
Fancy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all invited. GH,
See-
you listening?
Oh, gee.
You alright?
I don't know. I mean, he'll bring like some anchovies and sort of just plain base. God, we can't let that. And Brad's gonna bring the fruit and nut. I can't
Kofta's
have
going to
Yeah,
bring
baby.
the
Yeah, welcome, bitch.
ketchup.
that. I'm basically taking a stand for all those who've been persecuted the last few weeks in terms of comments.
See, this is what happens, guys. This is what happens when we don't get questions. It just descends into chaos. All right, so
No, this is what happens when you select fruit and nut as your favourite chocolate bar.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty certain most people would take this general rational stance.
I don't think so.
In fact,
YouTube, let us know.
listeners, come over to Twitter.
Yeah.
FSB creators, and let us know what you think about Brad's
We'll put
chocolate
We'll
choice.
put a post up midweek on it, and you can comment after this video goes live. We'll put a post up on the FSB Creators Twitter and comment what your favourite chocolate bar is, and also whether you think the Cadbury's Dairy Milk Fruit and Nut is goated.
It's not. It's just not. All right.
It's not remotely close to my top 10. Like not remotely close.
Okay. On that note, shall we call it there?
Yeah.
I
Let's
guess so.
call
Yeah,
it
we
that.
can do.
So that has been another episode of the FUT Tiers Podcast. We hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please do make sure you do follow us over on Twitter. Not just because obviously we like to see the Q&As, we like to be interactive with you guys, but generally because if you are guys that play FIFA and we have our bonus draft builder series, we have been giving so many FIFA points away, and I say we, I mean Mers. I've been doing a lot of giveaways as part of the FSB creators, and honestly, like we were saying with FIFA points, don't spend your money, spend his. Come over there, follow us, get involved in those giveaways. You know, we're now going to go and film another bonus draft builder, so there's every chance that there's another giveaway coming up at the weekend. So yeah, make sure you are following us on all those platforms, and please do, like I say, get on Twitter so you can sort this debate out and sort out this chocolate bar scenario for us this week. I've been B-Rad.
Indeed. Do not forget, by the way, we also have the heated head-to-head
Oh, yes,
around
yes.
the Trent Alexander-Arnold
Yes,
at centre mid.
centre mid.
So
Oh.
we're treating it as if it's his
FIFA 20 shapeshifter card. Yes, indeed. So we did an episode of Heated Head to Head, which is Luke's series, on the new Trent. So we recorded that Sunday night. It literally only been in packs about 2 hours. And yeah, we decided that looking at his card with his passing stats, he looked really good as a centre mid cam or CDM. So yeah, go and check that episode out. It's very good. Flashback, like I say, to his shapeshifters that he got in 2020. And yeah, it was a good episode. It had quite a lot of things going on, and yeah, you definitely need to go and check that out on the channel as well. And then coming up for the following week, I believe it's we're in the works at the moment. We're either talking about it'll be a FUT eliminator or it might be another mix-up. So we'll let you guys know when we come on to the next podcast episode. But I've been B-Rad. That's been Luke and Mers.
Hello. Bye bye.
Hello, bye bye. Hello,
Hello,
bye bye.
bye-bye.
If you have just
I
tuned
thought
in,
thank you was bad.
yeah.
But
If you have just tuned in, hello, bye bye. That's the end of the podcast. But yeah, thank you ever so much for tuning in. Thank you for all your support as well. We've seen some of the statistics that have come up sort of on Spotify and things, and we're so grateful for you listeners out there. So thank you ever so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've been the FSB creators. We'll catch you guys soon.
See ya.
see you in the next one.